what about the idea of combining mobile with other trends in the enterprise? I mean, you think
Right.
about in the previous times, I think companies thought about mobile a lot in isolation, and now that those days of silo are a thing of the past. I mean, what about this integration that hopefully is going on?
Yeah, so I think this has been a big trend that just started to happen towards the end of this year, frankly. Um, I've been talking a lot about it. You've been talking about a lot about it. We've seen this concept of silos. You've got companies off building a cloud strategy. You've got companies off building a big data strategy. You've got companies off building a mobile strategy. But all of those were really about making the technology present, first of all, cheaper in many ways, right? And
Wait, when you say cheaper, you mean mobile itself, or what is the cheaper element of there?
well, so for example, I think a lot of people embrace cloud computing because it was cheaper infrastructure that could be scaled,
Right.
and virtualization was a very similar thing. So, you usually go into technologies because they're better, faster, cheaper, and you usually don't get all three of them combined, right?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but in this case, I think we have a real opportunity where people are saying, okay, they've done sort of that base level of deployment, and even the vendors have gotten to a point where they have much more mature products now than they had 2, 3 years ago. So what does that mean? It means that if people are thinking about, okay, mobile, for example, isn't just about email and calendar. If mobile's about a business process and changing a business process, that process now has elements of where does the data live? Does it live in the cloud? Does it live on your premise? It has elements of, is that software as a service? Is that how you're doing it these days?
Hmm.
It has elements of taking a bunch of new data that you didn't have before and analyzing it perhaps in real time and presenting that on many different types of devices. And when you think of that, that's not just a mobile strategy or a cloud strategy or an analytics strategy. It's really taking those four pillars, which are big data and analytics, cloud computing, mobility, and I would also put security in there right now
Hmm.
because you have to secure all this regardless of where it lives. And it's sort of an underpinning foundational thing. But it's about those four things kind of converging so that you can actually deliver a new and better process.